David Park was broke, rejected, and desperate. Living in his parents' house, working from his bedroom, he had nothing left to lose. 10 years of failed startups had left him empty. But 2 years later, his AI company was worth $25 million. This is the story of how persistence, family support, and a refusal to quit can turn a decade of failure into overnight success. David's journey began in college. His immigrant parents had sacrificed everything to send him there. But he felt lost, out of place. The dream of becoming a founder consumed him. So he dropped out. Teaming up with Henry, his future co-founder, David launched startup after startup. Clothing brands. Random projects. Nothing stuck. 8, 9, 10 attempts. All failures. But then came the breakthrough that would change everything. GPT, to blew their minds. A funny AI output sparked an idea. Jenny AI, a tool to help agencies write better content. David handled sales. Henry coded. They poured their hearts into it. The first month's pure rejection. Cold calls all day. Everyone hanging up. But David kept pushing, relentless in his pursuit. Even when broke and humiliated, asking his mom for her credit card just to buy Chipotle, his parents never made him feel like a failure. Their unwavering support kept him alive through the darkest moments. 2020 arrived. GPT-3 launched. Suddenly, demand for AI tools spiked. Jenny AI got users, but plateaued at $2,000 a month. They were stuck. The turning point came when David shifted his approach. He stopped asking, "Why do you like my product?" and started asking, "Why don't you? What do you love about others?" That simple change unlocked explosive growth. But they were still broke, desperate, running out of time. Then came the $100,000 miracle. David went on a tiny podcast, pouring out his story. By pure chance, a scout for Jason Calacanis was listening. Impressed by David's passion, they cut a check for $100,000. That funding was a lifeline. It extended their runway, giving them precious time to refine their product. David flew to Malaysia to cut costs and focus. Every day, every night, he worked, coded, strategized, dreamed. And then, one night, it happened. Jenny AI went viral. A massive Twitter thread exploded. They skyrocketed from $2,000 to $10,000 monthly recurring revenue in just 30 days. But that was just the beginning. TikTok and Instagram Reels fueled a second wave of virality. Jenny AI scaled toward $1 million in annual recurring revenue. David and Henry were ecstatic. Their years of struggle were finally paying off. They were on top of the world. But then came the diagnosis that nearly ended everything. At the height of their success, David was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. Surgery loomed. The fear of losing his voice, his tool for sales and leadership, was paralyzing. He nearly sold Jenny AI, gave up on his dream. But a miracle moment changed everything. A Bible verse gave him strength, courage, hope. Post-surgery, faced with the choice to quit or keep fighting, David made his decision. He doubled down. Instead of selling for a few million, David and Henry refined their product, hired growth experts, scaled their content marketing. Within 6 months, Jenny AI exploded from $3 million to $6 million in annual recurring revenue. 2 years after their lowest point, Jenny AI was valued at $25 million. David's decade of failures had turned into overnight success. But it wasn't overnight at all. It was years of persistence, discipline, sacrifice. His story teaches us the real keys to building something worth millions. Never give up. Learn from every failure. Surround yourself with supportive people. And when life knocks you down, even with cancer, find the strength to get back up and keep fighting for your dreams. David Park's journey from broke college dropout to multimillionaire founder wasn't easy. It wasn't quick, but it proves that with enough grit and determination, anyone can turn their biggest failures into their greatest triumphs. He was rejected countless times, faced financial ruin, stared down a life-threatening illness, but he never quit, and that made all the difference. Now, as Jenny AI continues to grow and innovate, David looks back on his journey with gratitude for the failures that taught him, the family that supported him, and the persistence that ultimately led to his success. His story isn't just about building a $25 million company. It's about the power of the human spirit to overcome any obstacle. It's about chasing your dreams, no matter how many times you fall. It's about believing in yourself when no one else will. Because sometimes, the difference between failure and a $25 million success story is simply refusing to give up. David Park's journey reminds us all, your biggest setbacks can become your greatest comebacks. Your darkest moments can lead to your brightest futures. All it takes is the courage to keep going, to get up one more time than you fall. So ask yourself, what dream are you ready to chase? What failure are you willing to learn from? Because your $25 million success story might be just around the corner. All you have to do is refuse to quit.